Good morning, Balance. It's Monday, 7:45, Athletic Yoga with me, Stephanie Johnson. For those of you, if you haven't taken with me, I've been with Balance for about 3 years. I've been teaching yoga there for a little over a year, and I've been doing CrossFit there also for about 3 years, and I miss it, and I miss teaching you guys yoga. So today we will be having the usual optional equipment if you would like. We have the strap or the scarf or whatnot. You can use a block or a book, or you can just bring yourself. That also works just fine. And always feel free to modify poses whenever you want. Everything that I'm doing really is just suggested movement for you for the next hour. If at any point you wanted to spend a little more time in a child's pose or a downward dog, or if your knee's bothering you and you want to sit back and lie on your back and pull your knee to your chest, take the liberties. All right, so in the link, or in the post, we have the Spotify playlist, optional if you'd like, or just go ahead and choose your own music. But why not go ahead and get started? So, coming to your mat, let's begin standing, waking up the shoulders. Go ahead and bring those shoulders up and back and down, and again up and back and down, and then back and forward, and again. And then go ahead and interlace those fingers and reach those arms down and up, shoulders by the ears. Deep breath in, exhaling out, letting those shoulders relax down, softening the space around the neck. And then from here, go ahead and cross that right foot over the left and stretch over to that left side. Feeling the stretch along the ribs here. Turning and facing towards the ground. Breathing out. Turning and facing towards the side again, all the way up. Let go of the hands and uncrossing the feet. Go ahead and interlace your fingers the way that feels strange. Arms down and up, shoulders by the ears. Breath in, exhale out, shoulders down, and then crossing that left foot over the right, and then stretch over to that right side. Again, keeping lateral, breathing through the side, breath in, and as you exhale, turning, facing towards the ground, and back to the side, and go ahead and uncross the feet, lifting those arms up, let go of the hands. And from here, go ahead and roll those shoulders back, roll those shoulders forward, and then go ahead and bend the knees, interlace your fingers behind you. You're going to bend your knees and let those arms drape overhead, let go of the neck. Take a breath in and exhale, let go of the neck. Again, this is my favorite way to start class, is opening up the shoulders and then leaning forward with bent knees. And then let go of those arms, hold on to the elbows, nod the head, yes, shake the head, no. Wiggle out the shoulders. And then let go of those elbows, go ahead and bend those knees, bring yourself all the way down into a squat. You can bring those feet a little closer together, and just rock forward and back. Wake up those ankles. And let's go ahead and roll back onto our seat. We're gonna roll onto our backs. We're gonna wake up our core a little bit earlier here this morning, hugging the knees to the chest, rocking the knees side to side. Go ahead and bring those feet down to the mat, and bring those arms down to your sides, and try to touch your heels, and then relax those arms down. And from here, we're going to begin by reaching your fingers towards the front of the room, softening the space around the shoulder, or lengthening the space around the shoulder, reaching until your body comes up. Imagine you can touch the front of the room. You can feel the engagement of your core here. And come back down. And again, reach and hold. And we're going to go ahead and do some heel taps here. So you're going to reach as far as you can with the right hand. Try to touch the front of the foot. And then the left. And right. And left. And 5, 6, 7, 9. We're going to do a total of 20. 14, 16, 18, 20, and lowering your head down, hands behind the head. Go ahead and bring the knees to the chest, and then go ahead and pick up your body slightly, and you're gonna lengthen that right leg, and you're gonna bring that right elbow to that left knee, and then switching sides. 4, total of 26 bicycles. 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Knees to the chest, roll yourself up, roll back onto the feet, rocking forward and back. And then go ahead and bring those knees back behind you into all fours. Hands directly under the shoulders. Let's wake up the spine some more. So the hands directly under shoulders, knees about hip width apart. We're gonna press through the palms of the hands, let the head drop, tail drops, rounding the back, breathing out. And then breathing in, tilting that tailbone up, gaze up. And then exhale, pressing through the hands, head drops, tail drops, breathing out. Breathing in, tail up, gaze up. And then twice more, pressing through the ground, head down, tail drops. Breathing in, up. And then again, exhale, press down, really round the back, tail drops. You can wiggle it out and back into your cow, gaze up. And then into your all four position again. Let's work our bird dog here to wake up. More strengthening muscles, those multifidi muscles in the lower back. We're gonna stretch that right or that left arm out, left leg out, and go ahead and flex the foot and have the hand in a fist at this point, and really reach, and then go ahead and bring everything in together, knee and elbow, or you can bring the head in to engage the abdominals some more. Reaching out, fist, flexing the foot, and exhale everything in. Breathing in, flexing the foot, reach that fist out, and exhale, and again, and exhale, back to all fours. Now you're gonna have the right arm out and left leg out, flexing that foot, making a fist with that hand, stretching, reaching, breathing in, exhale, engaging the core, breathing in, flexing, fist, reaching, exhale, in twice more, and last time, back to all fours. Let's go ahead and tuck those toes under, pick up the knees, and push ourselves into our first downward facing dog. Rising up onto the toes and heels down. And again, up and down, pedaling out the feet, bending one knee and then the next. Wake up those ankles. Then reaching those heels down. Let's go ahead and roll ourselves into a plank. And let's just rock forward and back. Side to side, move ourselves in a circular direction one way, and then another. And let's lower ourselves all the way onto our belly. And from here, we're going to go ahead and bring our arms forward, elbows under the shoulders, hands flat on the ground. Just pull the ground towards you, lengthening the torso, breathing in. And exhale. And breath in. And as you exhale, lower yourself down, hands under the shoulders and pushing yourself into a child's pose. And have your knees nice and wide, sinking down into the mat. Finding your intention for class today. Maybe it's just to open up the hips that got tight over the weekend. Maybe it's just to relax the mind. Or maybe it's to get the heart rate up. Go ahead and take 2 more breaths here. Deep breath in. Exhale, letting those lungs completely move the air out. Intentional. Breathing in again. And exhale. And let's come back onto all fours here. And let's go ahead and tuck those toes under, pick up the knees and push ourselves back to a down dog. From here, let's go ahead and pick up that left leg. First, keep those hips square. The leg isn't going to go very high. Feeling the stretch in the hamstrings, and then go ahead and open up the hip a little bit more. Leg goes higher. Bending the knee, trying to kick the butt. And And then now even weight between the right and left hands, pushing the mat away from you. Breath in. Exhale. Opening up the shoulders. And then go ahead and bring the knee to the chest, all the way forward. Move yourself into a lunge. And just take a moment here and let gravity help you open up the front of the hip. Open up the front of the hip flexors here. One more breath. Go ahead and bring that leg behind you into a nice plank. And let's go ahead and slowly move through our vinyasa. Slowly move into your chaturanga. Hover an inch above the ground. Move into your up dog, making sure your abdominals are engaged so you're not crunching in the lower back. And then back to your down dog. Rise up onto the toes and heels down. And then picking up that right leg, hip square. Leg isn't very high yet. And then opening up the leg higher. Hip is open. And then bending the knee, trying to kick your butt, foot's flexed. And push the mat away from you. Equal weight between the right and left hands. Pushing it away. Take a deep breath in. Straightening that leg up towards the sky. And bend the knee to the chest all the way forward into your lunge. And again, let gravity take over here. Sinking down. Breath in. And then find yourself into another plank. And let's lower down to our chaturanga. Hovering above the ground about an inch. Moving into your up dog, protecting your core. And then back into your down dog. Up onto the feet, heels down, walking the hands back to the feet. Hold on to the elbows, nod the head yes, shake the head no. And take a breath in. Exhaling out. Let go of those elbows. From here, go ahead and walk your hands back out to a down dog. Let's wake up the core a little bit more. Let's open up the leg, open up the left leg as high as you can, reaching those toes up towards the sky. From here, you're going to bend that leg forward until that left knee touches that left elbow. And then leg high, left knee forward, and touches that right elbow. And leg high, comes forward, left, and up, and to the right. And one more time. And last time. And then leg high or down dog as you move into your plank. Chaturanga, up dog, back to your down dog. Up onto the toes, and heels down. Now your right leg is up as high as you can. And then bend that knee forward until it touches your right elbow. Leg high, left elbow. And again, up twice more each side. Right elbow and left. And again, right. And then left. Leg up or down dog. We're going to go ahead and move through that vinyasa. Plank, chaturanga, up dog. Back into your down dog. Rising up onto those toes, heels down. Let's go ahead and roll ourselves into a plank and then lower our knees down. From here, let's thread the needle. So we're going to go ahead and lift our right arm up towards the sky, open up the chest, and thread it through that left hand and left knee, reaching until the head and shoulder rests on the mat. Pressing into the hand, gazing up. And from here, you have the option of reaching the arm up overhead, opening up the shoulder. Or you can move yourself into that bind, reaching that left arm up and behind your back and reaching for the opposite leg. And find your breath. And then release out of here and coming back to your all fours. And what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and do the other side. You're going to reach that left arm up, opening up the torso, and threading the needle through, reaching to the opposite side until the head and shoulder rest. Pressing into that hand. And then you can reach that arm straight overhead, opening up the chest. Or you can move yourself into a bind where that arm comes up and behind you. Finding your breath. Feeling the body start to warm up, releasing out of this. Coming back to all fours. Let's go ahead and tuck the toes under, pick up the knees, and push yourselves into a downward facing dog. Rising up onto the toes and heels down. Let's go ahead and lift our right leg up towards the sky as high as we can. Pointing the foot and then flexing the foot. The foot that's still on the ground, reach that heel down. The leg that's up, try to kick the butt. Reaching that leg up high again, knee to the chest all the way forward into your lunge. Into your high lunge, let's go ahead and bring those arms up. Allow yourself to sink down a little bit further. Hands together and gaze up. And then reach those arms down, find yourself into a plank, and let's move through the vinyasa. Back up into down dog. Let's go ahead and reach that left leg up, toes pointed. Then you can flex the foot and bending the knee, trying to kick the butt. Reaching that leg up towards the sky, knee to the chest, all the way forward, high lunge. Arms up. Hands together, gaze up. And then all the way forward, find yourself into a plank. And let's move through the vinyasa. Back to your down dog. Up onto the toes, and heels down. Lifting that right leg up as high as you can. Toes pointed, go ahead and bring the knee to the chest all the way forward. Let's move into our warrior one. So you're gonna have your front leg bent back, leg turned out at 45 degrees. Arms come all the way up. And keeping those shoulders square with the front of the room. See if you can sink down a little bit further here. Building the heat, bring those hands together and gaze up. Then arms all the way forward, find yourself into a plank. Let's move through the vinyasa. And back to the down dog. Up onto the toes and heels down. And then the opposite side. Left leg up, toes pointed towards the sky. Knee to the chest all the way forward, warrior one. Back leg turned out about 45 degrees. Front knee bent at a 90-degree angle. Go ahead and bring those hands together and gaze up. Shoulders square with the front, building the heat. And reaching those arms down. Find yourself into a plank and move through the vinyasa. Back to your down dog. Rising up onto the toes and heels down. Let's go ahead and move into our plank again. And let's just hold this for 5 breaths. Breath in. And I'll go with you. Exhale. In and out. 3 more. And exhale. 2 more. And last one. And exhale. And go ahead and bring those knees down to the mat. Bring those knees nice and wide. Sink down onto the feet. Give yourself a moment to collect your energy and build the heat. Breath in. Exhale. And 1 more. And breathing out. And let's go ahead and move back to all fours. Not too much time in the rest. Tuck those toes under, pick up the knees, and push yourself into a down dog. Rising up onto the toes and heels down. From here, you're going to bend your knees and step or hop between the hands into a forward fold. You're going to go ahead and tuck the chin under to increase the stretch. You're going to hold onto your elbows. Just nod your head yes, shake your head no, and wiggle around the torso and the upper body. Relaxing the legs, relaxing everything. Let go of those elbows, bending the knees, and roll yourself up to standing, 1 vertebra at a time. And then we're going to go ahead and move through our sun salutations with breath. So coming to the front end of the mat, you're going to go ahead and bring your feet into parallel and bring your hands to your heart. And first we'll find our neutral position here. So feeling equal weight in both feet and in the heels and in the toes and in the balls of the feet, and press the ground away from you. Really feel yourself pushing the ground away and feeling the energy coming up through the hamstring, through the core, up through the neck, pushing down into the ground. Head is lengthening up towards the sky. We'll go ahead and move through the sun salutation with breath, starting with a breath in and exhale. Breathe in, arms up, and exhale, hands to the heart. Breathe in, arms up. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Breathing in, gaze up halfway, and exhale all the way back down, tucking the chin under. On the next inhale, pick up that right leg and move it behind you into a lunge. Exhale into a down dog. Breathing in, move through to your up dog. Exhale, down dog. Breathing in, right leg forward lunge. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe in, arms up. And exhale, hands to the heart. And pressing through the feet, lengthening through the spine. Breath in. Exhale. Breathe in, arms up. And exhale, hands to the heart. Breathe in, up. And exhale, forward fold. Breathe in, up halfway. Exhale all the way down. Tucking the chin. Inhale, left leg behind you, lunge. Exhale, down dog. Breathing in, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Breathe in, left leg forward lunge. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe in, arms up. And exhale, hands to the heart. Pressing through the feet, we're going to go through one more time. Each side just a little bit faster. Challenging the body, challenging the mind, and building the heat. Breath in. Exhale. Breathe in, up into the heart. Breathe in, up again. And forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, down. Inhale, right leg lunge behind you. Exhale, down dog. Breathe in, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Breathe in, right leg lunge. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe in, up into the heart. Breath in. Exhale. Breathe in, up into the heart. Breathe in, up again. And exhale, down. Halfway up. Exhale, down. Breathe in, left leg lunge. Exhale, down dog. Breathe in, up dog. Exhale, down. Breathe in, left leg forward lunge. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe in, up into the heart. Then you can bring those hands down to your sides. We're going to bring the chin down to the chest and slowly roll down one vertebra at a time all the way. Keeping those legs straight if you can, tucking that chin under. Breath in, exhale. From here, go ahead and bend the knees and step or hop into a plank. And we'll here for a moment, rock forward and back. Let's go ahead and move through a vinyasa. Chaturanga, up dog, and back to a down dog. And let's find our down dog again. Reaching those heels down towards the mat, hips towards the sky. Push the mat away from you with those hands. Breath in and exhale. And two more breaths like this. Breathing in. Exhale, hips up towards the sky. Breath in. Exhale. And then go ahead and lower down onto the elbows. Moving into your dolphin. Pushing those forearms away, hips towards the sky. Breath in. And exhale. And again. Exhale. And last time. And breathing out. And then go ahead and bring those knees down to the mat. Moving into your puppy dog. So knees are directly underneath the hips. At least that's your goal. And then you're going to reach those arms out in front of you. Lowering the chest down. Breath in. Exhale. Lowering deeper onto the mat. Breath in. And exhale. And one more time. Exhale all the way out. And then use those hands to walk yourself back onto all fours. Let's go ahead and tuck the toes under, pick up the knees and push ourselves back to a down dog. Up onto the toes, heels down. Let's move through our vinyasa, keeping the body warm. Chaturanga, up dog, back to the down dog. From here, go ahead and bend the knees and step or hop between the toes into a forward fold. And hold on to those elbows, nod the head yes, shake the head no. Wiggle everything out. And then let go of those elbows and walk those feet together so they're parallel and touching. And from here, we're gonna move straight into our chair. So you're gonna go ahead and bend your knees and reach your arms forward and up. And you're gonna try to keep your knees together, those feet together, squeezing those knees and glutes, reaching up with those arms, building heat in the body, and trying to sit back more into the heels so your toes can flare up. Then bringing the hands to the heart. Then go ahead and turn to the right, so left elbows on the knees, giving yourself a nice twist. And if you want, you can open up. Remembering to breathe and releasing down to your forward fold, tucking the chin under. And then bending the knees, moving yourself all the way back into your chair. Sitting back under the heels, trying to squeeze those knees and glutes in, reaching up, feeling that heat. Hands to the heart and turning to the other side. Finding your breath, opening up. And then releasing back into your forward fold. Again, tucking that chin under. From here, go ahead and bend the knees and step or hop into plank. Let's go ahead and move through the vinyasa. Up dog. And back into the down dog. Rising up onto the toes. And heels down. And from here, go ahead and lift that right leg up towards the sky. Flexing the foot, opening up the hip. And bending the knee, trying to kick the butt. And pushing that mat away from you. Reaching that knee up. Finding that stretch as the body warms up. Straightening that leg up towards the sky, trying to even the shoulders out. Bending the knee to the chest all the way forward. Let's move into a warrior one again. Shoulders square with the front of the room. Let's open out to our warrior two. Reaching those fingers long, trying to sink down in the knee. Then up, turning that front hand, reverse warrior up and behind you. Breath in and exhale, and again, and exhale, and back into your warrior two. Building the heat, straightening that front leg. Let's go ahead and move into our triangle. So shifting the hips back, reaching those arms forward, and this is where you can have an optional block if you want to hold on to it with this arm, with the arm closest to the ground. Trying to keep those shoulders stacked, reaching that top arm up towards the sky. With the option of the half bind, the arm will bend behind you, reaching for the leg. Keeping your gaze up. Finding your breath. And let's move into our extended angle. So bending that right knee, long left side. From the fingers down to the ankle. Again, keeping those shoulders stacked, none of this looking towards the ground, looking sideways. And staying here, choosing one of your variations. So reaching that bottom arm up. It's really hard to not move the torso when you do that. Or you can find that bind, that top arm bends behind you, and that front arm reaches under the leg to clasp the hands. Again, opening up the shoulders. And one more breath here. And then releasing, facing forward. Lowering that knee down to the mat. And staying here, bringing an arm onto the inside. And then opening up the hip. And use this time to find your sticky spots. And you can use a block here if you'd like, or you can start to lower down further onto one elbow, or both. Playing around, bringing that knee all the way up. You can push it out. And listen to your body. It doesn't want more water. Then drink more water today. Okay, let's go ahead and come up slightly out of this. Let's move into our pigeon. So bringing that foot in just slightly, and then trying to square those hips off. And if that means bringing your foot in more, bring that foot in more. If it means grabbing a block, which I often like to do, depending on what I'm feeling like that day, I'll grab the block and then I can square my hips off a little more easily with the alignment of the knee and not feel so torqued. And then you can crawl all the way down so your chest is on the ground, or you can just stay here propped up on the hands. A lot of times stretches look more dramatic when you go all the way down and you let the back round, when really the goal is to focus on the hip. And as long as you're getting the stretch in the hip, it doesn't really matter what the upper back is doing. But if you want to add lengthening of the back, then by all means try to lower down a little bit further. But you don't have to. And finding your breath. And exhale. Let's go ahead and take that block out. Let's go ahead and find ourselves into a plank. And let's move through the vinyasa. And back to the down dog. We're rising up onto the toes and bringing the heels down one more time. And let's go ahead and move through the vinyasa. Let's move into our plank. Strong chaturanga, hover above the floor about an inch. Up dog and back to the down dog. And now let's move to the other side. So we're gonna go ahead and lift that left leg, reaching the heel up towards the sky, bending it, trying to kick the butt, equal weight in the right and left hands. Straightening that leg up towards the sky, knee to the chest all the way forward. Let's move into our warrior one. Shoulders square with the front of the room, finding stability in your feet, back leg turned at about 45 degrees, facing forward. Let's open out to a warrior two, opening up the arms, opening up the chest, and really reach those fingers long, but relaxing the shoulders down, and finding your breath. And exhale. Let's go ahead and upturn that front arm, reaching behind you, reverse warrior. Opening up the body, opening up the lungs. And exhale. And back into your warrior two. And if you can, sink down just a little bit further. And then you're gonna open up. You're gonna straighten that front leg. Back leg may come in a little bit if you need. And you're gonna shift those hips back, reaching those arms forward and windmill those arms. You're going to start to open up the chest. Arms stacked. Imagining you're in that narrow hallway, and then you can move into that half bind. Top arm bends behind you. Opening up the shoulders. And then moving here into your extended side angle. So bending that left knee, left elbow on the knee, then open up that right side from the fingers to the ankle. Again, always the reminder not to be facing down, even if it's at a slight angle. Face the side of the room and reach those fingers long. And taking your option of a variation where that bottom arm can come up, you can hold, or you can find yourself into that bind. Again, finding your breath here. And then releasing out of this into a lunge, lowering that right knee down, bringing the arm onto the inside. And again, this is a place where if you want to use a block, go right ahead, or stay here. And start to move around and see what needs attention. Finding your breath. And then lowering down to one elbow or both. Finding your breath and always letting out all the used up air. as opposed to just passively letting the air out and breathing in again. Breathe out all the extra air that's still in the lungs. And coming up out of this, let's move into the pigeon. Bringing that foot in, again with the option of using a block if you want, and putting it under your butt to help square off the feet, square off the hips. Then once you find that squaring off, then let yourself start to move forward. And so what I'll do sometimes to help with the squaring is I'll encourage my body into a slight twist. So I'm encouraging my right shoulder towards my left knee just slightly. And I feel that that can help square off the body. Nothing too extreme, just using that as a tool. And finding the breath in, exhale out. And again. And exhale. And one more time. And breathing out. And let's go ahead and take the block out from under. Let's go ahead and find ourselves in a nice strong plank. And let's move through the vinyasa. Back to the down dog. Rise up onto the toes and heels down and again. And let's go ahead and roll ourselves into a plank. And again, lower through our chaturanga, up dog, and back to the down dog. Let's go ahead and walk our hands back to our feet. Moving into our gorilla, we're going to bend our knees and place the palms of our hands under the palms of the feet. Toes are at the wrist creases. And from here, you're just going to pull yourself down. Let the head drop, chin drops, lowering down. And breath in. Pulling down further. And then take the hands out from under the feet. Walk back out to your down dog. Let's go ahead and lift that left leg up towards the sky. Heel flexed, knee to the chest, all the way forward. Let's go ahead and move into our high lunge. Let's bring our hands to the heart. Let's go ahead and rotate this lunge, bringing the elbow to the knee. And finding your breath. And then from here, opening up those arms. Find ourselves back into a plank. Let's move through the vinyasa. Back to the down dog. And then opposite leg. Go ahead and lift that left leg up towards the sky. You can flex the foot if you want. Point it, bring the knee to the chest. All the way forward, high lunge. And then bringing the hands to the heart and revolving to the other side. Finding your breath. Opening it up. Always the option of opening up those arms if you want. And then find yourself back into a plank. Let's go ahead and move through the vinyasa. Up dog. And back into the down dog. Rising up onto those toes. Reaching those heels down. Go ahead and lift that right leg up. Pointing the toes. Flexing the toes. Knee to the chest all the way forward. Let's move back into our warrior one. Finding the body square. Then bring that back leg in closer. Arms out to the side. And we're going to do what we often do with bringing the hands behind our backs. So reverse prayer. We'll hold on to his elbows. And so in your position with the front leg facing forward, back leg turned out slightly, squaring the shoulders and the hips to the front of the room. You're going to go ahead and keep the back straight, hinging forward until the body stops, and then letting the upper back round, and then letting the chin tuck under. Watching out for those wobblies. Try to relax the shoulders, relax the body. Finding your breath again. Then releasing those arms down towards the mat and reach that back leg long again. We're going to move back into our high lunge. Arms up, hands together, gaze up. And then all the way forward, find yourself into a plank and let's move through the vinyasa. Back into the down dog. Rising up onto those toes and bringing the heels down. And then go ahead and pick up that left leg, toes pointed or flexed. And then go ahead and bring the knee to the chest all the way forward. Let's move into our warrior one. Facing the front of the room. And then bringing that back leg in. Arms down to the sides and reverse prayer. Or holding onto those elbows and squaring off your shoulders and hips. Back leg turned out slightly. Front leg straight ahead. And then keeping the back straight, hinge at the hips. And then when you find your limit, then go ahead and let the body start to roll down over the leg. And tucking the chin under. Let go of the neck, find those wobblies. And then release those arms down. Let's find ourselves into another high lunge. Arms up. Let's go ahead and bring our arms high. Let's reach ourselves forward. Whoop. Let's work through our vinyasa. Chaturanga, up dog. Back into the down dog. Rising up onto the toes, heels down. And again, moving into our plank. And let's move through our vinyasa again. Lower down, hover, chaturanga, up dog, and back to the down dog. And we're going to do that again, but with a little bit of a variation. So back into your plank, chaturanga, and then back to your push-up. And again, chaturanga, and push-up again. And now through the whole vinyasa. Chaturanga, up dog, back into the down dog, up onto those toes, and heels down. Let's go ahead and lift that right leg up, toes pointed, and then flexed, bending the heel to the butt, opening up the hip, pressing the mat away from you. Reach that heel up, knee to the chest, all the way forward into your warrior one. Then you're going to straighten that front leg and you're going to turn to your left. You're going to bring your hands to your hips. And from here, you're going to go ahead and move into a straddle forward fold. So you're going to hinge at the hips all the way down until you're in a forward fold. And reaching those hands down to the mat. And with those hands on the ground, you can then push the mat away from you, tucking the chin. Or you can reach those hands behind you and pull yourself down deeper. Trying to straighten those legs, breath in. And exhale. Try to straighten those legs, breath in. And exhale. And then walking your hands over to your left leg. Giving it a nice hug. And then to the other side. Giving it a nice hug. Back to the center. Again, palms down, pushing the mat away from you or reaching through and pulling yourself in. Coming back, bringing the hands to the heart, bring yourself all the way upright. Let's go ahead and turn your face towards the front. Let's move into another high lunge. Arms up, gaze towards the sky. Reach those arms down. Let's find ourselves in a strong plank and move through the vinyasa. And then from here, rising up onto the toes, heels down. Go ahead and reach that left leg up, toes pointed. And then flexed, reaching up, kicking the butt. Leg high again, bend the knee to the chest, all the way forward. Warrior one. Then straightening that front leg and turning it facing the other way. Turning to the right. So you're going to go ahead and bring those hands to the hips and let yourself hinge over all the way until your head drops. And of course, if you're not touching the mat, then grab a block or anything so that you can reach. Let go of the neck, hands to the ground. You can also widen those feet and pushing the mat away. Gaze down. You can also reach through, using those hands as traction to pull yourself through. Breath in and exhale. We're going to open up our adductors here, so we're going to go ahead and bend that right knee. And slowly lower ourselves down, lengthening that left leg, feeling the stretch along the inside of the leg. And then moving to the opposite side, slowly opening up. And then again, one more time. And then to the other side. And then back to the center. Letting the head drop. You can reach those hands through, tucking the chin. Hands to the hips, coming all the way upright. And try to facing towards the front. Let's move into another high lunge. And gaze up. And then reaching those arms forward. Find yourself into a plank and let's move through the vinyasa. Back into the down dog. Onto the toes. Heels down one more time. Okay, let's move into our plank and let's do that chaturanga with some push-ups, all right? You're gonna lower down, hover above the ground about an inch and push back up. And again, lowering and up. And one more push-up and up. And now moving through the vinyasa back to the down dog. From here, let's go ahead and lift that right leg up as high as you can. Bending the knee, opening up the hip, trying to keep equal weight in both hands. And then staying here or, well, in your dog. Trying to keep your equipment out of the way if possible. Reaching that heel or those toes towards the ground so you can flip it over. Opening up into the wheel, breath in, opening up the chest. And then as you flip back over, you can reach towards the opposite corner. Leg high or down dog as you then move through the vinyasa. So you can move up to your plank, chaturanga, up dog, and back to the down dog. Try to get all that equipment out of the way here. And then from here, we're gonna go ahead and lift that left leg up as high as you can, flexing the foot, bending the knee, trying to kick the butt. Equal weight at first, but then let yourself reach through the version of the wheel. Open up the body, breath in, and then reaching all the way over. Up, leg high or down dog. Move through your plank, chaturanga, up dog. Back to down dog. Rising up onto the toes and heels down. Walk the hands back to the feet. Bend the knees, place the palms of the hands under the palms of the feet, and then go ahead and pull yourself into another gorilla, folding yourself deeper, tucking the chin, lengthening those hamstrings, breath in, exhale, let go of the feet, walking back out. Let's go ahead and move into our plank, and let's move through our vinyasa again, having a lot of bonus rounds around here. Rising up onto those toes, heels down. Go ahead and lift that right leg up. And again, bending the knee, flexing the foot, kicking the butt. And again, one more time, flipping your dog, opening up the body. And then flipping around. And now let's flip through the other way, bending the knee through, opening up the chest. And back around. Leg high, let's move through the vinyasa, keeping the body warm. Back to the down dog. And now other leg up. Bending the knee, flexing the foot, you can keep it pointed, flipping your dog. Opening up the body, breath in. And then back around. And then bending the knee through to the other side. Opening up. And back around. Leg high or down dog as you then move through the vinyasa. Back to the down dog, into your plank, and then lower onto your belly finally. And you can go ahead and bring your hands to your sides, one cheek to the mat. Bend the knees, feet go side to side. Turning the head and facing the other way. Lengthening those feet along the ground, hands to your sides. And then from here, reaching towards the back end of the room with those toes and fingers, letting the body come up and back down and reset. And again, reaching with those fingers and toes. and back down. Relax and reset. And last time we're reaching those fingers and toes all the way, a little bit more, and back down. Hands under the shoulders, pushing yourself back into a child's pose, having those knees nice and wide, sitting back onto the feet. Relaxing down, take a breath in, and let go of all the used up air in the lungs. And again, and exhale. One more time, breath in. And as you exhale, use those hands to push yourself all the way up. Let's go ahead and swing our feet around. Let's see what time it is. Okay, we've got a little bit of time left. Let's go ahead and have our feet straight out in front of us and have the foot flexed. Have the feet flexed. Reaching those arms up and trying to touch the ceiling here. And again, if this is feeling awkward for you, if you're finding yourself kind of tucked under, sit on the block. Just to try to get that curve, that comfortable curve in the lower back. Reaching those arms up, and then let yourself reach forward, feeling the hamstring stretch. Then hold on to your legs. Tucking the chin under. You can always take yourself out from under the block too. Pointing the feet. Breath in, pulling yourself down. And one more. Let's go ahead and open our feet out into a straddle. See what we have this morning. And then let ourselves start to move forward. See what it feels like. You can play around with just keeping the back straight. You can round it wherever you're at. I'll sometimes just bring one arm forward and pull myself down. And then the other side. Maybe move onto my elbows and then use the elbows and forearms to pull myself down. And sometimes I'll sway. It looks like I'm swimming. That's how I swim into some of my stretches. If there's a sticky spot, you can navigate and work with it. Walking yourself over to one side, over to your right side, facing towards the leg. And then moving yourself over to the other side. Coming all the way up. Go ahead and lift up your left arm and reach towards that right leg. Don't face towards the ground, face towards the side so you feel that lengthening in the torso. Pointing those toes and coming all the way up on the other side. Right arm up, reaching towards those toes, keeping yourself lateral, pointing those toes, and coming all the way up. And bring those feet in together here. Let's do a little bit of that twisting series I often do. So we're going to pick up that right leg. You're going to hold on to the foot or put it in the elbow crease. Bring that leg closer to you. Bring it to you, push the foot in, elbow into the foot. See what things feel like. You're letting that foot cross over, hugging the knee to the chest, reaching that right hand behind you into a nice twist. And then release. Foot on the inside and move into that single leg forward fold. The option of the bind. Tucking the chin. And release out of this and switching sides. Picking up the other leg, the left leg, and holding onto the foot or putting it into the elbow crease. And then hugging that leg to you. You can push that foot into the elbow. Elbow into the foot. See what the body feels like this morning. Okay, letting that foot cross over, hugging the knee to the chest, reaching that left hand behind you into a nice twist. And then releasing out of this, foot on the inside, and reaching forward, forward fold, single leg, tucking the chin. You can reach those arms around, hold on to the fingers. And then releasing out of this, coming all the way up. You're going to hold on to your knees and roll onto your backs, hugging the knees, going side to side. From here, go ahead and straighten that left leg along the mat, straighten that right leg up. And you can hold on to the leg, or if you have a strap handy, go ahead and start using that to start to bring the leg closer to you. And being patient with the leg. And bring your attention back to your breath and notice if it's gotten shallow. And keep purpose with every breath in and purpose with letting all the air out. Turning that whole leg in, turning it out. Just see the different stretching it's doing. And then opening that leg out to the side. Breath in. And exhale. The leg that's free, the one on the ground, you can flex the foot. Well, you can't really see it. You can flex it. You can point it. And crossing that leg over. The knee can bend and gaze out to the opposite side. Enjoy the twist. Rolling onto your back and switching sides. Lengthening that right leg along the mat. Put that left foot in the strap. Start to bring it closer to you. Leg turns out and in. Opening that leg out to the side. And then the leg that's straight, we can't see it again. You can point it, flex it. Letting that leg cross over to the opposite side. Oof. The body might self-adjust. And rolling onto your back. You can move the props aside. Bring the knees to the chest, rocking side to side. And then go ahead and lengthen those feet out along the mat. Feet mat width apart. Placing the hands under the head, give your neck a gentle traction and then let the head rest. Arms to the sides, palms up. Let those feet flop open, arms flop open. Just feel the footprint of your body in the ground. And then notice with every inhale, and then with the subsequent exhale, that the footprint can get deeper the more you relax. And see if you can deepen your footprint over the next few breaths, focusing on the weight of your body and how it makes contact with the ground. And the awareness of how the back of the right leg is different in the way it touches the ground compared to the left, and the same going up and through the body. And keeping the breath steady, with the exhales slightly longer than the inhales. And on the next breath, start to wiggle the fingers and the toes. And slowly turn the head side to side. And then reaching and stretching his arms up overhead and toes like you just woke up. And then relax and roll over onto one side. And take a breath in. And exhale. Melting into the ground like you could probably take another nap even though it's not even 9 in the morning yet. And then push yourself back to seated. Sitting however you want. And bringing your hands to your heart. And honoring your body for everything it gave you in class today. And honoring your body in advance for all the movement it's going to give you throughout the day. Namaste. Thank you for taking my class. Athletic yoga every Monday morning, 7:45 to 8:45. Hey, Becky. Well, looks like my light fell over. I'm also a chiropractor during the day. Well, I haven't been the last several weeks for obvious reasons, but I'm hoping to open up in the near future. If anybody has any questions or if their bodies just don't seem to be working right with all these at-home exercises, feel free to reach out and I'd be happy to answer and help you out where I can. All right, so you guys have a great Monday and a great rest of your week.